Logan Paul shared a pretty funny story of his experience training at an MMA gym in Stockholm, Sweden from a few years ago. The social media influencer turned boxer was mean mugged by one of the fighters.
Sweden to train for a couple weeks, and I went to this gym, and I looked over, and there was this guy like kind of staring at me. Big beard, looked like a badass. It was where Gustafsson trained.
Oh, wow.
And months later, this guy named Khamzat Chimaev is making an incredible UFC run. And I'm like, oh my God, that was the guy that was like mean mugging me at that one gym in the middle of Sweden, in Stockholm.
Paul was referring to the time he visited the All-Star Training Center in Sweden in 2019. That was before he made his pro boxing debut, and before Chimaev even made it to the UFC. As Paul mentioned, Chimaev was signed by the UFC soon after, where he would go to win 3 fights in 2 months, all by stoppage. 2 years after their training session, and with their combat sports careers on the rise, Chimaev decided to call out both Jake and Logan Paul. Unfortunately for him, while Logan did mention a name he wants for a possible UFC bout, it looks like he isn't interested in Chimaev.
Someone invite you.
We showed up at the gym, yeah, and I sparred a couple of their guys. They didn't let me spar Khamzat. Yeah, no, he's a fucking dog.
Yeah.
I'm not MMA with him, no way. I'd box him for sure. I'd be more than happy to box him, but that's a problem. All these UFC guys are like locked up. They're locked up, you know, and so
Paul also revealed the reason he was in Sweden that year.
An album.
What?
Look, I try a lot of shit, dude. That's not coming out.
Why in Sweden though?
My producer was there. He's a lot of amazing and very talented music producers are Swedish, and this guy happened to be in Sweden then.
Paul continued the interview by talking about his payment issues with Floyd Mayweather. Logan Paul lived out a dream in June when he boxed all-time great Floyd Money Mayweather Jr. in an 8-round exhibition. The 26-year-old performed better than expected in going the distance with the former pound-per-pound great. Paul is devastated and disappointed in what has happened thus far because of the enormous respect he's had for Mayweather. Yet despite everything going on, Paul tries to keep an open mind on the entire situation.
The guy who's like, you need to pay me. Like,
no, you should.
I'm the little gnat. But I need to get fucking paid.
Right.
A little stink about it online, like call them broke or some shit. They'll send me like a little bit more as like, hey, oh, don't worry. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, it's funny. It's like almost every single time.
Whittaker calls out Sterling. Robert Whittaker says Aljamain Sterling can't rightfully call himself the UFC bantamweight champion. Yan lost his title to Sterling by disqualification last year at UFC 259 when he struck him with an illegal knee at the end of round 4, which rendered Sterling unable to continue. Sterling, who was visibly upset in the moment, eventually embraced becoming champion, and Whittaker, a former UFC middleweight champion, isn't a fan of the way he's handled things.
The character he's gone with is just too far. Because he can fight. He's a phenomenal fighter.
He is, yeah.
He's
that is the rule. You can't knee a grounded opponent.
Understandably, but you can't go around claiming you're the best in the world from it either. Because he didn't win. Peter lost. And I'm calling him Peter. Okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
How do you say
Sterling
his
didn't
name?
win.
'Cause I don't know how to say
Piotr.
I'm calling him Peter.
Get fine.
Sterling didn't win. Peter lost. Okay, that is how it happened. That is the undeniable truth of the matter. Okay, so you can't go around saying I'm the champ and I'm the best in the world because you didn't win the belt. You were given it. It's different.
Whittaker thinks Sterling was likely trying to capitalize on marketing himself and the fight before he rematched Yan in Saturday's UFC 273 co-main event at ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena in Jacksonville, Florida.
It's different. But like I said before, there's the business side of it and the longevity side of whatever it is he's trying to do. And he's done that. I just think he's taken it too far. He's a bit disrespectful.
But Aljo went on and defended successfully the title last Saturday at UFC 273 via decision. And although many don't agree with the judges' scorecards, Sterling is still the champion. Notable on 3 judges' scorecards is the absence of 10-8 scores, which many MMA observers debated after Sterling's performance in rounds 2 and 3. In both frames, the champion dominated the position for the majority of the rounds, though the damage he did was largely limited to short punches and the squeeze of his legs as he held Yan in a body triangle. Judges Alicio Rodriguez and Sal D'Amato both credited Sterling with the first 3 rounds, awarding 10-9 scores while scoring round 4 and round 5 for Yan by the same tally. Christopher Lee, the judge dissenting for Yan, gave the Russian rounds 1, 4, and 5 by 10-9 scores and gave Sterling round 2 and round 3 by the same tally. Sterling unified the bantamweight title and improved his record to 21-3 after an extended layoff due to a lingering neck injury that required surgery. He has won his past 7 bouts, while Yan drops to 1-2 in his past 3 after 7 straight UFC wins. What do you think about the whole bantamweight title situation? Is Aljamain the rightful champion? Or does Peter Yan deserve a 3rd fight? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Chimaev slams Colby Covington. Khamzat Chimaev thinks Colby Covington's recent actions should have him removed from the UFC. Khamzat Chimaev had the biggest fight of his career last Saturday at UFC 273. He defeated Gilbert Burns via unanimous decision. This fight could have been a one-way ticket to a title fight if Khamzat completely dominated Gilbert. But Darren showed the world that Borz is still human. Even though the people are shouting Usman, there has been a different name on the tip of Chimaev's tongue throughout this fight week. The name is Colby Covington. We can all agree that this fight would be an absolute spectacle. And we can also agree that whoever wins this bout should get a title shot. Covington has been in the headlines recently for his involvement in a brawl outside of the cage with Jorge Masvidal. In the aftermath of the feud, a police report was filed and Covington was looking to press charges. This course of action has been met with some criticism, especially from Chimaev, who does not approve of Covington's response to this situation. The disapproval of Covington and the possibility of the two fighting each other one day has been a talking point for Chimaev this week. He was asked about Covington during media day.
I will be happy if they do that, but I don't think so. That guy, when fight me, he gonna go to the cops if they fix that guy. He gonna go to the cops, call the cops, like Dana White will be in the jail if they making that fight, And like he always does. He talk too much in the media, and then when he sees the face-to-face and he go to the cops, he's not that gangster. And to be, if I'm honest, you see how to kick him out. This bitch.
Covington is currently sitting in the #1 spot in the official UFC welterweight rankings. If Chimaev beats Burns, he could find himself in the #1 or 2 spot. Champion Kamaru Usman has a potential date with Leon Edwards next, so the possibility of Chimaev and Covington as a title contention fight would make a lot of sense. But Colby hasn't shown any interest in fighting Khamzat yet. Instead, the welterweight #1 contender prefers to make jokes about the Chechen's name.
I don't watch fights of people who have, 3, 4 fights in the UFC. I mean, he should be mad at his mom. His mom named him Cumshot. That's embarrassing, man. Don't get mad at me, bro. Get mad at your mom. She named you Cumshot.
What do you think about a possible fight between Colby and Khamzat? Who do you think would win, and how? Drop your opinion in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.